two whole numbers or mixed numbers. Okay, so then let's go back and start out with the fraction that I had put up when we first started this section. I'm doing an addition or subtraction problem, or multiplication or division, but my answer is 8/7, which is an improper fraction. So in working the fractions, you do not leave your answer in terms of an improper fraction. You always change it to either a whole number or a mixed number. And the way you do that, pardon me, is you divide the bottom number into the top number. Well, 7 will go into 8 one time. But it doesn't go evenly. There's a remainder. 7 will go into 8 one time, and I have 1 left over. And that becomes the numerator, and the 7 is the denominator. So I divide the denominator into the numerator. 7 goes into 8 one time. Whatever is left over, I put up on the numerator of the fraction, and the denominator stays the same. And if we look at a graphic representation, if I had 8/7, well, 8/7 would be 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I need 8 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 1 whole. And then I needed, so that's 7, but I needed 8/7. So that's 1 whole plus 1/7. So the 1 whole is here, and the 1/7 is here. So again, if I have an improper fraction and I have to change it to either a mixed number or a whole number, I divide the bottom into the top. 8 goes into 7 one time. If there's a remainder, that becomes the numerator, and I use the same denominator. Let's take a look at a few more examples. Well, let's take a look here. I have the fraction 12/6. That's an improper fraction, and I need to change it into either a whole number or a mixed number. So, process is the same. I divide the denominator into the numerator. 6 will go into 12 2 times. Now, is there anything left over? No, there's nothing left over, so then that's it. That's the answer. So we've taken this improper fraction and changed it into a whole number. Sometimes it'll be a whole number, other times it'll be a mixed number. Let's take the fraction 21/9. It's an improper fraction, and I need to change it into either a whole number or a mixed number. We divide the bottom, the denominator, into the numerator. 9 will go into 21. Well, 9 and 9 is 18, so it'll go 2 times. But I have left over 18, 19, 20, 21. So I have 3 left over. So the 3 goes on the top, and I use the denominator 9. So 21/9 is equal to the mixed number 2 and 3/9. Now, what I have to say to myself, and I need to do this when I'm working in fractions, when I'm getting answers, is this 3/9 in its lowest name? And I say, no, it's not. So 2, now 3 will go into 3. 3 divided by 3 will give me 1. And 3 will go into 9 also. 3 goes into 9 3 times. So the fraction 21/9 is equal to the mixed number 2 and 1/3. Let's have a quick review how I did that. You divide the denominator into the numerator. 9 goes into 21 2 times. And 9 times 2 is 18, so I have 19, 20, 21. So I have 3 left over. So 3 goes on the top, and the 9 goes on the bottom. But then I realized this is not in its lowest name. So I divide 3 by 3, and I get 1, and I divide 3 into 9, I get 2. So the fraction is 2 1/3. Okay, here are some problems for you. Number 1, 14/8. Number 2, 33/6. Number 3, 14/5. 4, 37. Put the DVD on pause and in your notebook work those problems, and then turn the DVD back on again and we'll go over them. All right, let's see how we did here. 14/8. Okay, well, I know I divide 8 into 14. 8 will go into 14 one time. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I have 6 left over. 6/8. Now I say, well, okay, so 14/8 is equal to 1 6/8. Is 6/8 in its lowest name? And no, it's not, because I know I can divide this by 2 and I can divide this by 2. 2 goes into 6 3 times. 2 goes into 8 4 times. So my answer is 1 3/4. So 14/8, when I changed it to a mixed number, I got 1 6/8. But then when I reduce the 6/8, I get 1 3/4. So 14/8, when I change it to a mixed number, is equal to 1 3/4. Good, let's get rid of this to clear up a little bit. Let's take this one, number 2, 33/6. Well, 6 goes into 33 5 times, because 5 times 6 is 30. So 5 at 30, so 31, 32. So I have 3 left over, and the denominator becomes 6. So 33/6 is equal to 5 3/6. Well, is 3/6 in its lowest name? No, because I can divide by 3 and divide by 3, because 3 will go into both of them. So I get 5. 3 goes into 3 one time. 3 goes into 6 2 times. So 33/6 is equal to 5 1/2. All right, let's get rid of this. Go to problem 3. 14/5. I divide 5 into 14. 5 will go into 14 2 times, because 2 times 5 is 10, and I have 4 left over, and I use the denominator 5. So 14/5 is equal to 2 4/5, and I say, well, okay, is 4/5 in its lowest name? And yes, it is. So that is the answer. Number 4. 37ths. Well, I divide 7 into 30. 7, 14, 21, 20. So 7 goes into 34 times, because 4 times 7 is 28. And I have 2 left over. So 37th is equal to 4 2/7. 2/7 is in its lowest name, so that is the correct answer. Okay, here are 4 more problems for you. Problem 5 is 18/6. Problem 6, 13/12. Problem 7, 45/9. And problem 8, 36/10. Put the DVD on pause and work the problems in your notebook, and then turn the DVD back on again, and we'll go over the problems. Okay, well, let's see how we did. Let's go with problem 5. 18/6. Well, we divide 6 into 18. 6 goes into 18 3 times, and there is no remainder. So in this case, this improper fraction, we change into a whole number because 6 goes evenly into 18 3 times. So 3 is the answer. Try problem 6, 13/12. 12 goes into 13, so we divide one time. There's one left over. So 12/13 is really equal to 1 and 1/12. And 1/12 obviously is in its lowest name, so there's nothing we can do there. Number 7, 45/9. Well, we divide 9 into 45. 9 goes into 45 5 times because 9 times 5 is 45, and there's no remainder. Nothing is left over. So 45/9 is equal to the whole number 5. And 36/10. Let's put that up here. 36/10. Okay, and we want to change this. So we know we divide the denominator into the numerator. 10 into 36. Well, 10 will go into 36 3 times, because 10 times 3 is 30. And so I have 6 left over. So 3 and 6/10. And then I have to say to myself, well, okay, is 6/10 in its lowest name? And no, it's not. So 3. Now, 2 can go into 6, so I divide by 2, and I know 2 can go into 10. 2 goes into 6 3 times, 2 goes into 10 5 times. So 36/10 is the mixed number 3 and 3/5. Okay, quick review of this skill set. Remember here we're talking about changing improper fractions to either whole or mixed numbers. The way we do that is, here's an improper fraction, we divide the denominator into the numerator. 5 goes into 15 3 times. Is there anything left over? No, because 5 times 3 is 15, so that's our answer. Fraction like here, 22/7, divide the numerator into the denominator. 7 goes into 22. Well, 3 times 7 is 21. So it goes in 3 times. I have 1 left over. 1 becomes the numerator, and we use the same denominator. And then we say, well, is the fraction in its lowest name? Yes, in this case it is, and so that's the answer. So to divide any improper fraction into to change any improper fraction into a whole number or a mixed number, divide the bottom, the denominator, into the numerator, and if anything is left over, that becomes the new numerator, and you use the same denominator. Excellent. Thank you very much.